Welcome everyone to Global PMO Solutions Learning Series. I'm your host, Dr. Wafakar Kukli. The objective of this series is to help educate and share knowledge in various business areas, namely PMO, project, portfolio, change management, and much more. The PMO Learning Series is the first of the overall learning series. Episode 2. We will discuss PMO types, authorities, roles, and responsibilities. That's the outline for episode 2. So PMOs come in all sizes and shapes. We have basic PMO, functional or departmental PMO, enterprise, corporate, or a global PMO. So we'll go over each one of these. What is a basic PMO? It supports a single complex project such as ERP implementation and manages some of the planning, cost, timelines, and resources at the project level. So whether an organization has a PMO or they do not have a PMO, a basic PMO is centralized around large initiative. A functional or departmental PMO. It's typically at the organizational level. Either the reason I say departmental or functional, depending on the organization, it might be divisional as well. Location depends. It might be to any other department, will be most likely some of these reporting to product-based department, to finance, IT, or to a strategy if there is a strategy in the organization. Enterprise, corporate, or global. This PMO is focused on servicing the entire organization. The focus on corporate strategic alignment and project portfolio management. Now, in a PMO basic structure, if we look at this PMO, again, there is a functional leadership from across all the organization entities. That PMO supports a single complex project such as ERP implementation. It develops and supports all the project component processes, establishing standards, procedures around this project, provides dashboard and reports on project health. And it could be in the PMO could be a project and it could be a program, large program. As you could see, it could be a project or multiple projects within a program supported for the organization to deliver. The second type is a functional PMO or a departmental PMO. And this is typically at the organizational level, divisional, departmental. That's where we start seeing PMO begins to integrate resources. Some of the functions, and in this example, I had the PMO report to IT, but it could report to finance, it could report to strategy, it could report to a product. Some of those suggested functions, a project delivery, reporting, tool, methodology, resource management. These could be as each separate function, or they could be functions within kind of under one manager, one department, depending on the size of the organization. There are functional PMOs at the departmental level with 20 people PMO supporting 20 people department, and there are PMOs supporting 1,000 people department. So it develops and supports standards of the organizational processes, coordinate the project management and program management activities and costs across for that department and across the organization, provides dashboard and report on project health. The third model is a PMO structure, i.e. what we call an enterprise PMO. And I have two models to show over here. One model, first of all, this PMO services the entire organization. It focuses on corporate strategy alignment as well as project portfolio management. In addition to all the standards that functional PMO does, the enterprise PMO directs all project managers, assigns projects, develop project managers' career path, and develop training needs. If you look at the number of the departments, so each one of these, depending on the size of the organization, and the enterprise PMO tend to be on the larger scale, large PMO with many staff and many functions. So for example, in this, the PMO reports to a strategy executives. The PMO leadership may have the portfolio as well as the project, the program, methodology, tool under them. There might be several managers. For example, those two functions might be grouped under one manager, project reporting and delivery another manager, program reporting and delivery another, and then tools and methodology can be grouped under manager, resource management and financial management under another management. In the second model of the enterprise PMO, that's where at the PMO executive, there will be a PMO reporting directly to the C-level. So in the first model, as you could see, the PMO reports through a department of strategy. In this model, the PMO is sitting at the executive level peer department to all the C-suite, reporting to the CIO. And what happens, that's another model where in some organization they separate the PMO from the PPM. The focus is still the same, which is aligning corporate strategy and portfolio. And if you could see, there is a dotted line between the PMO leadership and the PPM leadership reporting to that PMO executive. Objective is focusing in these organizations in a PMO leadership on delivering projects and programs and everything associated with them, and under the PPM leadership, looking at only the strategy, the value base, the benefit realization coming out of the projects and the programs. PMOs can be external and internal to the organization. So in analyzing if a PMO is needed to be externally facing or internally, depending again on the organization. In a consultant-based organization, they have their PMOs and also they have PMO externally facing. If it's externally facing, could be more of a consultant model, could be more of the outsourced and virtual type of PMO, and we will talk about that type of PMO in length in future episodes. Internally, you have the three: a centralized, decentralized, and combination. So in a centralized, it will be a single PMO governing all projects among the organization divisions and regions. In decentralized, a single PMO will govern all projects within each region and coordinate with other PMOs. So there would be other PMOs involved in that model. PMO authority. PMOs, they range in their authority, again, depending on where they report to. Some of the basics known in the industry: a consulting type authority, a knowledge base, as well as a compliance or authoritarian type of a PMO. In a consulting PMO role, what you're looking for that PMO to do is establish support organization processes, establish and support the methodologies. The PMO trains the staff on various methodologies that are built. Could be a methodology or methodologies, depending again on the depth and breadth of the organization. Training PMO staff on these methodologies and on the tools, facilitating lesson learned. In a knowledge-based PMO, the PMO will support and establish the processes and methodologies similar to the consulting type of PMO. The difference is they establish knowledge management and documentation library to serve as the PMO repository for all project types. They train the PMO staff on the project knowledge sharing and collaboration. They support lesson learned process, and also they have mechanism to store and restore historical data. In the directive and compliance type of PMO, the PMO is available so the PMO establishes the development plan and assesses staff performance. In the previous, there is no assessment for performance, there is training. This type of PMO, the fact it's compliance, it's going to look for standardizing, it's going to look for performance of the processes as well as of individuals. It establishes and facilitates executive governance, project and program delivery expectations and cadence, and again, that is all because the PMO in a compliance setting, they are monitoring the delivery, they are monitoring the interactions, they're establishing standard cadence, and they are monitoring the performance of all project staffs, project manager, project program managers, portfolio managers. Also providing organization with reporting for the project level, program level, portfolio level, and executive dashboard. And finally, they would establish portfolio management selection prioritization mechanism. To this end, we reach the end of episode 2. Feel free to check the Managing the PMO cycle, where you'll have more details and insights. Thank you.